It's the most popular mental disorder in the United States. And because of that, I guess to some people it seems as if I'm just trying to make excuses for myself. But I'm not. It's not just something that I can get out of my head. My brain goes from 0 to 160 miles per hour.
So I just wanted to just across the room. The video is called Uncontrollable. Just what are your thoughts on the video? We can start with Daisy.
Yeah, I think the video was quite informative, and I think it tried to depict the reality of what anxiety looks like. I don't think that it is something that you can switch on and off, and that's probably a misconception or a myth that many individuals fall prey of, whereby they feel like just turn it off. I mean, get over it. It's not that difficult. And the thing is, if there was a switch, don't you think that a long time ago they would have already tried to switch off that thing? And I think the thing with anxiety is that it is so scary, especially in the event that you're having a panic attack or you feel like your mind is racing, because I mean, some of the symptoms of having a panic attack or an anxiety attack is shortness of breath, and sometimes individuals even feel like they're going crazy. There are so many things happening in your mind at once. You are actually convinced that you're going to go mad. Now, if that doesn't sound scary to you, I don't know what would. So I think it's a serious disorder. I liked how she explained that it's among the but it's among the most common mental health conditions that are faced, that people in the United States of America face. And when it's like everyone is having it or everyone is going through it, becomes, you can almost, the value depreciates. But that's not the reality, because it's something that needs to be addressed, and it can destroy you. You can eventually have so many other complications, like some individuals develop tics, and that can become even worse than just the feeling of fear or impending doom. So I think anxiety is it's that important.
Yeah, like how you said, it's not something to switch on and off, and just generally on the symptoms, they can vary from person to person.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Sorry?
What are your thoughts on the video?
I also enjoyed watching the video because it's really showing what's going on in the current generation right now, in the current world, whereby there are so many expectations that we are being given. Even most of the young generation, I can say, there are so many expectations that we have to meet from the parents, from the family, and there are these thoughts that are racing within our minds that we can't control. And to some people, I think, as just Daisy was saying, I think it's such a switch that you can just stop their thoughts and they will end, and then you'll be okay. But actually, there are things you can't stop, you can't change it, because they're just happening so fast within your mind. As I was listening to that video and the lady talking about, it's like there's a racing car that is racing so fast, and she's trying to scream to tell them to stop, but they can't stop. And I tried to imagine myself the first time I was learning how to swim, and there was that fear of drowning. I know the people who have already learned how to swim, they're like, just float, it's not a big deal. You can float, just hold your breath, and then you can try and swim. I kept telling them that it's not easy. It's not like I'm trying to fake it or not, but there's an impending fear that I might actually drown, even if it was in the swimming pool. There was that fear that there's great danger that can happen, and that's how with anxiety it is. It's real. The danger is real to that person, and they're not faking it, and they're not trying to make excuses out of it. They're feeling it, and that's why even the physical symptoms are actually come to portray. And in some cases, it becomes so severe that someone feels like they can't take it anymore, and they start having suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideations, because they feel like they can't take it anymore, and nobody is trying to understand them. So I feel like it is reflecting actually what we're going through and what we are facing, and we need help when it comes to this situation. Like, what do you do when you're having these relentless thoughts of feeling you're not good enough, you cannot make it, you're not doing well enough, you cannot fit in, you're trying your best, but you feel like you're not doing enough. What do you do? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. I just thought about something in the African setup, especially when it comes to faking it. Several times I think as African children, we are taught and we are expected to be a bit more resilient. And I think that's why, which makes mental health, like seeking for help, a mental health issue in Kenya is still an issue that is left only when someone, I always like using this word, showing signs of amok. Like amok, it is traditionally when people say crazy, like they're displaying the outward symptoms of it. But with issues like anxiety, like especially when it becomes now a disorder, it's not easily displayed on the outside, or even if it's seen, people can, like in that video alone, someone might just think the person is being shy, and this person is just having a disorder on its own, like this person is having an anxiety attack. So that actually brought me to the question that when can we, like, as if you're talking to a non-mental health professional, when can you tell them it's now time to look at this condition as a problem? Like, when can you notice a sign from someone as a problem? Because, scientifically we're told if a condition, if it lasts, if their symptoms are displayed for like 6 months, a minimum of 6 months, but what else can help people around us to recognize this person needs the help with anxiety, or this person, or then just by yourself, you need to take the extra step of seeking treatment on it.
I can try to go faster. We're not saying that it's wrong for you to have these thoughts that you're anxious about something, because it's human nature for you to be anxious about anything. You have a big exam tomorrow, or maybe you're about to say the vows at the church or at the garden wedding. It's normal for you to be anxious. But when now this anxiety comes to a level where it's affecting your normal functions or your normal daily work that you normally engage in, now at that point I think you need to seek professional help, because at that point then it's beyond you, and now it's hindering how you're trying to earn your living, or how you're relating with the family at home, and it's really becoming a barrier for you to engage in what we call normal activities of daily living. So at that point then we'll advise someone to try and seek professional help, because now the anxiety is out of hand. You need to get help. Daisy, anything?
I think basically when this thing starts affecting your day-to-day routine, like you're not able to go and do simple things like going to a supermarket and buy yourself a bar of chocolate. Standing in front of people in your class is so difficult that you're profusely sweating. You're not able to talk properly. Your heart is beating and you feel like it's coming out of your chest. Even when it comes to, like what Dan has talked about, like maybe you're getting married or whatever, you can feel anxious. But there are some individuals who, even the thought of even going down that aisle or imagining all eyes on you it's like impeccable danger. That's a problem, And there's a tool we normally use, I use in my practice, called the Beck Anxiety Inventory. And the inventory gives the instruction that actually if you've been feeling these symptoms for, within the past month, how long have you been distressed by those symptoms? And if you have been feeling like that for a specific time, it means that there's something wrong. By the time you're feeling like you're out of control, you're going crazy, you're sweating, your legs are wobbly, your heart is beating so fast. Do you know that there are some individuals who get to the place where they are now calling an ambulance to their house because they are so sure that they are having a heart attack? And then when you do all the tests, all the ECGs, the EEGs, is normal. And that's just what anxiety looks like. So by the time you notice that your day-to-day activities are being affected, you're not able to carry them out normally, you have to think really, really hard, or you have to really, really prep yourself to get out of that door, there is a problem. Or when you wake up in the morning and the first thing is, that's not how it's supposed to be. By the time you're experiencing such symptoms, you need to explore exactly what the problem is.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. So I'll just play a second video.